Here's how to use the draw function on the Ti-84+C calculator to see normal distributions. So first we'll need to set up our window. So if you have a normally distributed variable, I recommend using an x-min of your mean minus 3 times your standard deviation. So I'm just using the standard normal with mean 0 and standard deviation 1, for example. And then an x-max of your mean plus 3 times your standard deviation. And then y scale the same and x scale the same. But y min, I'm going to put minus 0.1, and then y max as just 1.1. Lower is even fine. Then everything else the same. Then we'll go into second distribution, so vars into distribution. Then instead of being in the distribution tab, we'll go over to the draw tab with the right arrow. Then we'll press shade norm. Let's say we want to find out what it looks like for the z value to be less than 1.32. Well, lower we'll leave as minus 1 e to the 99, a really huge negative number, and we'll go up to 1.32 with a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1. Any color you like is fine, but I'll just leave it as blue. Then we go down to draw and hit enter. And so as you can see, it draws a nice normal distribution with the area up until a z-score of 1.32 for the standard normal distribution. And it tells us this blue area is 0.906582, or 90.66% of the area has a z-score less than 1.32. Now, as a separate example with the calculator cleared, maybe we'd like to see what the distribution looks like of the weights of adult males in the US, which is normally distributed with mean 200 pounds and standard deviation 35 pounds. Maybe we'd like to draw what it would look like to see the distribution of adult males in the US that weigh 170 pounds or larger. To do that, we'll first set up our window. That should be our mean, 200, minus 3 times our standard deviation, 35, and our x-min. And then our x-max will be 200 plus 3 times our standard deviation. Then, since we have such a large standard deviation, this y-min and y-max won't work. We won't even see the function. It's going to be so small. So let's go instead minus 0.01 up to maybe 0.05. And then we'll be able to see. Now we'll do second distribution. We'll go over to draw and then shade normal. We'll see 170 pounds or more. So we'll do 170, and then the upper will be a really large number. Then the mean is 200. The standard deviation is 35. We'll go down and hit draw. And the blue area is all the people that are 170 pounds or larger who are adult males in the US. And so of all the adult males in the US, about 80.43% of them are 170 pounds or larger. And if you ever have a problem with the window, don't worry, you can always try it again. Just say maybe this was too small, so we could put up to 0.03 at most, which if you have a very large standard deviation, the y-min and y-max you'll want to decrease, and then the x-min and x-max will increase. So the total area underneath the curve is still 1. Then you can just retry it. So we'll do second quit to get into the menu of all of our past expressions. We could go up here and we'll press up twice, and then we'll hit enter. And then we'll hit enter again to replicate this command. And now you see it draws it, and the y-axis is a little smaller, so we could see a little bit better.